everybody, Jennifer Shlomovich here, with the Confident Vegan, and I wanted to try an experiment and do something called Cooking with the Confident Vegan. So today I have a returning guest, Vegan Susy. And if you haven't seen my interview with Vegan Susy that I posted recently, I highly recommend checking it out. I am going to put that in the video notes below. And both me and Susy are very passionate about helping women, empowering women to make healthy changes in their lives. And we're very passionate about teaching others the magical ability of whole food plant-based cooking.
Yes, yes.
Because you can make delicious things with healthy ingredients. And you don't need oil. You don't need a lot of salt. You don't need animal products. Whole food plant-based taught me how to use healthy ingredients and be creative, because it's all about the flavors and just, with a few little changes, you can make the same delicious foods you love with just some healthy tweaks. So, Susy, welcome again. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Thank you. Lovely to meet you again, Jen. Thoroughly enjoyed our talk, and yeah, looking forward to working with you more. And this idea is so creative and exciting, and I'm loving it because I'm a real foodie. And like you've said, I think when we're open our think out of the box a bit more and change the narrative, because we've got more than one reason to do so. I think when you realize that our food is not just about what we feel like eating and what tastes good, realizing, oh, my camera's not very I'm swiveling, that when we've got choice to actually eat healthier, still have tasty food, clearly it's not as addictive as the foods that we are used to, because that's all that they are. They're made to make us addicted to them. They're not actually nourishing our body, and they're certainly not sustainable from a global, environmental, human. It's just not viable anymore. So yeah, it's just amazing, and it's so much healthier as well. So yeah, thank you. I'm really excited to, like you say, changing all the foods that we're used to, veganizing them and making them even healthier.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely possible, and it's not expensive. In fact, you can even save money with whole food plant-based, because your protein sources are beans, legumes, tofu, and a lot of other plants have other sources of protein and nutrients in them. And there's ways that you can be strategic and make healthy food. And it's also not about calorie counting with whole food plant-based. It's just about, again, it's about making food that's healthy, and it fills you up. You fill up on a lot of green leafy vegetables and whole grains, and all of these things are good for our bodies.
And this is it, it's that whole thing. The biggest thing is about protein, one of the biggest elements. But the point being is that with, plants, it's just one of those things, we're just not educated, and that along with proteins that you're getting, fiber is so, we're all kind of aware of it, but it's so underestimated and fully understood how that is so vital for our organs and our cells and cleaning our systems. And the fact being, that's why, whilst people are living longer from a point of view, from a medical profession of fixing the problem, we could be reducing issues, because more and more people are suffering from medical conditions, chronic diseases, because of the foods that we eat, clogging arteries, and cancers, and the colon cancers, because it's just all clogged.
Yeah, and that's what really inspired me to pursue eating this way most of the time.
Mm.
Mom died of a heart attack in 2007, and my dad had heart disease and diabetes, and I don't want to have that stuff. So by starting now,
Yeah.
and it's not about being perfect either. Like I'm a big believer in like the 80-20 rule where
Yeah.
80% of the time I'm eating whole food plant-based, try to eliminate oil as much as possible.
100%.
And then 20%, like if we go out to eat someplace, it might be hard to be, I mean, I'm still vegan, 100% vegan, but then that's where I dip into the vegan comfort foods.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
so one of the things, so the cooking with a confident vegan is a concept I've wanted to play around with. So Susie, thank you for being the first person on Cooking with a Confident Vegan.
Yay!
And so what I did is before we met, I decided part of this is going to be taking the same, like a couple of key ingredients and making different dishes from it. So we're doing two different dishes with zucchini and tofu. Tofu gets a bad rep, and you can do tofu is one of the most amazing things once you know how to cook with it, because you can make delicious stir fries with it. You can make meat crumbles with it. You can use it as a ricotta cheese substitute, dips. You can make it cheesecake. It's so versatile.
Mayonnaise dessert, scrambled egg, scrambled, veg, whatever we call it, but tofu scrambled. So much.
Yes, tofu is amazing. And so I'm going to make tacos using tofu. And what
No.
are you going to make?
So today I'm going to make, so I was, scrambling with what to do. I've combined a few of my recipes that I've got on my website. So I'm going to do an air fried tofu. Now I'm doing it. I've cut them small this time. So, like lardons, do you remember cooking with like lardons and bacon?
I never did cook with bacon, but I know like how people use it for flavoring and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So I'm doing something a bit like that. So you can air fry tofu with seasoning. So I'm going to do that for my protein. And I'm going to use my courgettes or zucchini, as you like to say. I'm using my zucchini today. Instead of cooking it, I'm going to, for using my spirulina, I'm going to use it as like a spaghetti. And I'm going to make a pesto sauce.
Ooh.
So it's a pesto sauce with the zucchini, with the lardons, and a salad, and with a dressing that I have, my go-to dressing that's always in the fridge. So yeah, there's quite a few different ingredients, but it's so quick to make, and they're real, just general ingredients that you have in the house.
That sounds amazing. I want to try making that. I love pesto. I love basil. It brings so much flavor to things. So, and you'll send me the recipe so I can include it in the notes below. So this way people can make it easily.
They're all recipes that are on my website, and so I've combined a few different ones, which I love. And this is the thing, just combining a few of the recipes. So then it's the whole thing, part of my ethos, overcooking, and you use a bit of everything, then you can make all different things during the week. So
Amazing. Sounds great. And yeah, mine too. Like I made a cashew cheese sauce that
nice.
I'm gonna drizzle on the tacos. I've never made tacos using tofu before. I've made lentil tacos and very bean tacos. What I did was I have a black bean burger. It's healthy. It's like a baked black bean burger recipe on my YouTube channel. And I
Brilliant.
took the seasoning blend from my black bean burger, and I'm gonna season my tofu with that. So I've been heating up a pan. So one of the things about oil-free cooking is you want to make sure you have a really hot pan, because the hot pan allows it to not stick, and it cooks everything. So what I have is a brick of extra firm tofu.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I'm crumbling up with a fork very easily. I forgot to get my wooden spoon, so I'm gonna grab that.
always something we forget. I've been doing it all the time. While you're doing that, I'm just showing that this is my spirulina. You can buy that anywhere.
Oh yeah, I have one of those. Those are so great. And I've made vegetable lo mein before using the zucchini spirals because it tastes like vegetable lo mein you get at a Chinese restaurant, but you cut out the carbs.
Yes.
And then by making it at home, you control how much salt you can put in.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have some chopped red onion that I cut up. And so I'm going to just put a little bit of water on my hot pan. And I'm dumping the red onion.
Cool.
To get that cooked.
So what is this again so this is the black, or is it a recipe from the black bean? I'm really intrigued about this. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a taco, right?
Yeah, and so I have this black bean burger recipe video that I made last year, it was early last year, 2024. I forget what year we're in now. It's like it's crazy. So I'm just putting a little water. You can use some water or stock. I'm just cooking this all on the pan here. Then I have my zucchini that I cut up here. It was like one medium-sized zucchini and then one small zucchini that I cut up here.
Okay.
And I'm adding that to the vegetables. And now I'm also going to take my crumpled tofu. I've never made this before. I just made this recipe up in my head. So
yeah. Well, this is the beauty of it, isn't it? Just like combining, when you know something tastes right, you think, well, actually, if I use, well, this is it. I love pesto, and it's making it without the oil. And then I saw once someone, so I did a week of raw. I did a raw diet for a week. And like anything, you start looking into other methods. And then I got the idea to replace the pesto. I've forgotten the person's name. She's very popular or famous in the raw world. So sorry.
Fully Raw Christina?
I'm not sure, but she always starts off, she's got like a table just full of fruit and veg.
It might be Fully Raw Christina because I follow her, and I like certain things that are raw. Like she makes amazing dressings. Like raw dressings are so good.
Yes. Well, listen, but this is the main thing. Now, going raw now, whole food, plant-based, and then now going raw is a total different kettle of fish. And do you know what? I actually believe in it. It actually makes total sense to me. I'm just not in that place at the moment, but it makes sense that you're keeping more of the nutrients and it's in original form. So you can't argue that that's got to be the healthiest.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't think I could go fully raw.
Yeah.
But I like raw recipes.
Love it.
And
like you say, the dressings are so important and easy, which is where I've got the pesto idea from, because the emulsifier to replace the oil is cucumber.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
So you're going to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's about flavor. Like when it comes to eating healthy, and it's when I first went on that journey, it started before with just cutting out dairy. I noticed that I was having skin issues. I've talked about this a lot on my channel.
Yeah.
Skin issues. And I noticed how I just felt when I ate like a lot of cheese. And I decided to do an experiment and cut out dairy for a month. Those look like great spirals, by the way.
Yeah. No, look.
They look really good. And I gave up dairy for a month, and I was looking up recipes that were dairy free, and a lot of vegan recipes came up, and also a lot of whole food. Like that's how I discovered forks over knives.
Yeah.
And I realized how much better I felt by just removing dairy out of my diet.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
then when I had it again, when I had dairy after that month, I was like, like I was really sensitive to it.
Yeah.
And then it just started, wanting to eat better, finding this whole world of whole food plant-based. And I really was, it started for me with the health stuff, but then as I then started looking at veganism and vegan recipes and just the animals and the impact on the planet, I really wanted to change. And it took a couple of years, it takes time
Of
to make
course.
big changes, but that's okay. There's, everyone's on a different journey. And so I want to, I'm on a mission to help people embrace the journey that they're on, however that looks for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to add, so as this is one of the main ingredients, so our mission, wasn't it, was to both cook with zucchini,
Yes.
tofu. So now tofu for the viewers comes in different variant, different consistencies. And, I've seen that in America, they've got certain brands, and over in England, it's a company called Tofu.
Okay.
So this is the tofu brand, and they mostly it's like a really firm brand. You can also buy silken tofu, which is perfect for making the vegan mayonnaise, desserts, sauces, so creams. So that's perfect for that, and this is great for stir fries, grating tofu. So I'm using a really firm one. And so what I'm doing with this first, I'm just, again, there's no right or wrong, how chunky you want to chop it. I've done it quite firm, small for this particular dish because it's more sort of an Italian dish. You associate like pesto. So I didn't want the bigger cubes because I normally have that in Chinese. So I was just relating it to my Chinese big cubes. So for this, I'm just doing it in a small cube. And then I'm going to marinate it. And again, I'll put it in the link. It's like a lardon. So again, you can use it or marinate it however you like. You can add more Italian spices. I just followed my lardon kind of recipe. And what I do then, you cut it up, and some people press their tofu, don't they, and everything. But for me, once I drain it and just squeeze it in my hands, it seems pretty dry enough. What do you think?
It looks pretty dry. Yeah, like I take like paper towel and do that. While you were talking, I was spooning out I added a little too much liquid into my pan because as the tofu started cooking, a lot of liquid started releasing. So I was just spooning out some extra liquid.
Right. So yeah, so
that happens sometimes, but
Yeah.
and then I slightly burned my finger.
Oh God. Oh gosh.
The side of the pan, but it's all good. Yeah, that looks really great. And that's the key is, to dry out the tofu.
I think you've got to see how your tofu is. So for mine, I've not experienced with this particular brand, it's never too wet. But again, I think you need to experiment. I know with this other tofu that I use from like the Asian shops, there's a big wholesale Chinese shop that I go to, and theirs is like a medium firm tofu, and there's a lot of liquid in theirs normally. Really, because they have it in liquid. You always get a slight liquid in this surrounding it. It's like an embryo, isn't it? Surrounded by liquid.
Yeah, it's like in a little plastic container just hanging out in there.
Right. So yeah, they do vary with their liquid consistency. But
that is true. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna take some paper towel and just dab it out of my pan a little bit.
Okay, so while you're doing that, what I should have done first, so I'm marinating this tofu, and what I've got is I've got now some people don't like to use liquid smoke. I use it very rarely, and I normally really start using more product, more ingredients when I'm entertaining, that you want to wow families. Sometimes I just keep it more simple and more healthier, less chemically. But there's liquid smoke. There's also coconut amino, which is more pure.
That's what I use. Which actually, thank you for reminding me because I just remembered that was the other ingredient I was going to add to this and I forgot to pull it out.
So there's coconut amino, which is a really good, more pure product. Of course, what cooking could we do without tamari or soya sauce? But again, if you can find a low salt one, even better, because that's why not cooking with salt is also feasible, and you get used to it, less salt. It's just a matter of getting used to taste again.
Yeah.
So that really helps. And then I've got smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. So I mix that, and again, I would have done that first, but I forgot. So I mix it in the bowl first, and I think that's it. I had agave syrup, and then I'll just marinate this in the fridge. Ideally, when you're marinating, as you know, do it overnight as long as possible, but for at least half an hour or so would help.
Yeah, so I just pulled out my coconut aminos. This is Trader Joe's brand. I don't know if do they have Trader Joe's in the UK? I don't think so.
No, but I tell you what, I hear it all the time. That's your Trader Joe's sounds like our Tesco's or Sainsbury's or.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Tesco. Trader Joe's is
your main grocery store, right? A big one.
What's that?
It's your main grocery store, big store.
Well, it's not our main grocery store, but what is so great about it is they have inexpensive products. And they make a lot of health stuff and organic stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and they have a lot of amazing vegan things, but it costs less than like the regular grocery store, but it's like a chain. And they have them throughout the US. And so there's one about 45 minutes away from me.
Perfect.
I go to. So I think next time when I make these tofu tacos, I'm gonna, because I do marinate tofu and bake it. I think this is like the next time I make the tacos, because I've never made tacos with this before. Next time I'm gonna take marinated baked tofu and make the crumbles from that. But that's the beauty. When you experiment, you get to make up your own recipes and
absolutely
play along with things. So I just put on a little bit of coconut aminos for flavor.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna add my spices. This is my spice blend that is from my black bean burgers.
Oh yeah.
So I just wrote it down. So
what is it? You've mixed it. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah. So it's 2 teaspoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of allspice.
Nice. Oh my God, that sounds gorgeous.
And cinnamon and allspice is something I never would have thought to add to that, but one of my stepsons, when he comes home and he cooks, he makes like this spice blend, and I asked him what was in it, and so I learned the allspice and cinnamon is one of the things he puts in, so I started incorporating that in my own stuff.
Oh my God, absolutely, that sounds yummy. And
so I'm taking the spices and I'm just sprinkling it in my pan like this.
That's it. It's just learning, isn't it? I love picking up different recipes ideas. And even if it's not a full recipe, it'll just be that little bit of difference, i.e. this sauce that I'm going to make now, the pesto, cucumber instead of oil.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, it looks really good.
So let's see you'll show it after.
Yeah, so here I'll show. So this is what I have in the pan.
Yeah.
This is my tofu, zucchini, onion, and spice mix.
Oh yeah.
And a little bit of coconut aminos. I would say I probably put in a tablespoon of the coconut aminos.
Yeah.
Just for flavor. I like the coconut aminos because it is lower in salt. Yeah. It's gluten-free. I mean, I can eat gluten, but I notice if I eat too much gluten, I don't feel too great.
Right. So do you, that's an interesting point, because I'm a big lover of seitan. I cook a lot of seitan.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
So do you, so you don't eat that then?
I don't make it all the time. Sometimes I get it. And like I said, I'm not completely gluten-free. I would say I omit it as much as I can, but I do have it.
Yeah.
And then I also am gonna add, I'm gonna squeeze in the juice of a lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually fun. I've never made tofu tacos before, and next time I do this, I'm gonna bake the tofu because there's a lot of liquid in tofu, and it'll give it more of that crumbly. It'll firm up the texture better.
Do you know what I made before, which I'm going to practice? I've only done it once, and I'm going to practice it till I perfect it. Oh my God!
What's that?
Have you ever had at a Chinese? Because Chinese is one of my favorite. Well, in fact, Thai is my favorite.
Oh, I love Thai and I love Chinese food. So,
but have you ever had that sticky beef in that kind of sweet and sour kind of red coating? It's called sticky beef or something.
Well, I've had sweet and sour sauce, and I've had like the
not
is
sweet
it like that kind of sauce?
No, it's not a sauce. It's like a sticky beef or something, where basically it's like shredded beef, and I shredded the tofu on a cheese grater. So you've got bits. And then what you do, you make like a sauce, a really thick. Oh my God, it's like you can make a tangy Chinese sauce. Again, I've got this recipe on my website. And make it a bit thicker with the corn flour, so it's a real stodge. If you coat the shredded tofu and then air fry it, but I didn't quite suss it. It didn't come out quite right, so I need to meddle with it. But you've got this tofu protein coated with this like tangy, sweet chili sauce coating. But it's almost like a chewy breadcrumby thing, but it's not breadcrumbs because it's just the coating. It's, oh my God, it's divine. It was
That's delicious.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the right consistency, but it did taste good because it had, so maybe we can do that next time. I might suggest that might be one of the ones we try now that I've
Love to have you come back and cook. I'm having fun doing this. Thanks for trying this out with me. It's nice just like hanging out, chatting, sharing things, showing people how easy it is to make healthy, yummy food.
Do you know what else I love? Apart
from
sharing, clearly, that we've got food prepared already.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
we've got
it's like it's late afternoon where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's right now 9:50 in the morning.
Oh my God, so you're well on cue.
This will be like my lunch, I think. This will be perfect lunch. And I realized the other ingredient I forgot is I like to put in a little maple syrup.
Ah, of course. See, I use
give it a little bit of sweetness. I'm not measuring it, but I add about a tablespoon.
Yeah.
To this just to give, because I like a hint of sweetness. And you know what else is surprisingly good with taco mixtures? Like I've made chili, but chopped mango or blueberry.
Yes.
Like some fruit, because the spiciness and the sweetness, it like really is really, really good. So here's my mixture now. It looks like meat crumbles.
Lovely.
And again, this is just zucchini, red onion, tofu crumbled up.
Lovely.
With spices and maple syrup and some coconut aminos. And then I'm going to toss in, do you like cilantro, Susie?
What is cooking without coriander? We call it coriander.
Yeah, so like here they have, it's like coriander and like the spice, if it's like in the spice aisle, like the dry version, they call it coriander. But then if it's fresh,
Oh, hello.
Me too, but did you know there's like some people who can't eat it? They say it tastes like soap to them. I feel so bad because if you love cilantro, then you know just how amazing it is. So
Oh my God, no, we eat it. I've actually got, listen, Jen, you need to check out my website. I've got a cilantro sauce. So it's again one of those things I bulk up. If you've got it in the fridge, do you like spice, like chili?
yeah, I like a little bit of heat. I don't like it too spicy.
Okay, so then again, but all recipes you, excuse the pun, take with a pinch of salt. You've got your
Yeah.
ingredients, and then you can always add, more garlic if you want more garlic, or add more chili or less chili, or more vinegar or more agave or maple. You just tweak those ingredients to whatever you like, sweet, sour, hot, whatever.
Yeah, that's so true.
But you've got to check it out. And this is from my mum's recipe. I took it from because my mum's actually a really good cook. So I love to veganize her stuff. So now this is an after of what I was preparing with the tofu. So I air fried this. So after marinating it, now I must admit what I should have done, I forgot to put so once you've marinated it, what I was preparing before, get it out of the fridge. When you're ready to air fry it, I normally coat it with some corn powder.
Yeah, or what we call here cornstarch. Yeah.
Cornstarch, yeah, cornstarch. I normally shake it in the container, then air fry it. I did it on full heat for about 10, 15 minutes. Just keep an eye. And then here, this is what you've got. So this is minus the cornstarch because I forgot. But still, I don't know if you can hear this.
I can't quite hear it, but yeah, it's maybe it'll pick up on it. I also have my sizzling pan in my ear. But that looks so good. Yeah, it's and the cornstarch gives it, or the corn powder gives it a nice crispy coating on there. I think this is done. This is my
lovely
my non-beef crumbles. This is just, and tofu is loaded with protein and it's got other nutrients in it. And I cooked this in a pan without any oil.
Amazing. And this is it, because the onions, it just releases, actually once you start cooking onions for a while, it releases liquid. And what also I tend to do, because I cook a lot with spices, when you cook onion, ginger, garlic, obviously the holy grail of cooking in my world.
Yeah.
When you cook with spices, because I always dry fry the spices for a bit, because that helps with the aromas and bringing out the flavors. When you dry fry it, I always add a bit of like stock, wine, vinegar to deglaze it. But yeah, no oil required.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is you need a hot pan and then just a cooking liquid. It could be water. Like I didn't have any more stock, so I just used some water, but I have such flavorful things in my pan that it's okay. And when you start cooking this way, we talked about this on my channel when we did our interview, that your taste buds change.
Absolutely.
So I'm just heating, I have some corn tortillas.
Right.
I'm just gonna heat them up a little bit on another pan that I have. Is that basil?
Yeah, so what I've done, this is another device I just wanted to show, because I can't live, well, I could live without it, but I love it. I use it every day. It's my salad spinner.
Oh, nice.
So look at all the liquid in here. Do you use a salad spinner?
I don't have a salad spinner, but
oh my God,
I can see that I probably should invest in that, because that's a lot of liquid.
You gotta get yourself one of those, girl.
I'll put on it's so funny. Ever since I rebranded everything to the Confident Vegan and started sharing recipes.
Look at that liquid.
Wow, that's a lot of liquid. Wow, I didn't realize how much would come out. I started buying more kitchen stuff, and my husband's always like, where are we going to put all of this?
Oh my God. Well, listen, I do a live cooking once a month on my Facebook page, everybody, in case you are interested.
Yes,
Facebook.
I think everyone should go check out your Facebook page and your website. And I'm also going to put all the links for
Okay.
Susie in the notes below the video. So go below this video if you want to connect with Susie, find her recipes, join her community.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's 60 grams of basil. Now this recipe will probably feed about 4 to 6, depending on how much pesto you really want on your spaghetti or zucchini or whatever. This is one of my daughter's favorite dishes. But what I've also started to add to it is spinach to get more greens, more vitamins, more minerals. So 60 grams of basil there. I've got about 4 cloves of garlic there. I've got 40 grams of roasted pine nuts. Now,
Nice.
some people they're quite expensive, so you could try. And I've heard people use. You could try walnuts. You could try cashews. Toast them first, soak them first. Just experiment. I mean, traditionally it's pine nuts, right? But
I've also used pumpkin seeds.
there you go.
And
So
that gives those are high in iron too. So that's another way to boost your iron.
there you go. Exactly. So I've now got 35 grams of nutritional yeast.
Nice.
Now I've not used it I've not done it in this blender before. I'm sure it'll be fine because I've actually got a Thermomix over here, which is a really high speed. It's a really good blender, but because you can't see what's going on, so I thought this would just be a bit from a cooking point of view. You can see everything. All these cooking programs, they have all these blenders, and you can just see in action. It just looks a bit more interesting. So this is now 100 grams. I've actually put probably about just over 100 grams of cucumber. So I hope this is going to work in this. And it just seems fuller than my NutriBullet. I hope this works okay. So in the recipe, it's 100 grams of cucumber. I've put a bit more because I was going to add some spinach. But because this is so much smaller than my Thermomix, I mean, obviously, when you blend it, it's just going to turn into nothing, But
Yeah, you might have to pause it. Like sometimes when I put a lot in there, I just have to take a spoon and squish it down a little bit.
So I'm also going to add, I know it's no salt, but it's very hard to break some habits. And also pesto, because we're not using cheese, and there's no tamari or anything. I use pink Himalayan salt.
That's what I also like to use because there's also isn't there extra nutrients in that?
Yeah, it's just meant to be better. They've got certain, it's not just sodium. Yeah, there's additional nutrients. Caught me off guard there. I've forgotten now exactly all the breakdowns. But it's definitely nutritionally more value. And this is the whole point, making those kind of little swaps as well. Now, fresh lemon juice, ideally, I'm using just bottled today, but still sufficient. Probably about 2 tablespoons. Again, you can always add as you want. Now I'm going to blend it.
Great. And while you do that, I had a couple of corn tortillas heating in another skillet.
Oh, wicked. That's a good little holder, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I bought these holders a few months ago, I think. And I been wanting to use them. I
Oh,
got them at Walmart.
yeah.
They have I've got they have a lot of good stuff over there.
Oh, I do
Um,
love a gadget.
yeah, I've got a lot of things there. So yeah, I think I got them at Walmart. But they're just taco holders. I've never used them before, but I think it'll make things easier. And I'm gonna fill it with the mixture. Here's the mixture.
Mm.
It smells really, really good. And I'm just gonna fill these.
Oh, honestly, I can't wait. I love tacos.
And you know what? They don't have to be unhealthy. You can make so many different types of tacos.
Absolutely.
Um, with all kinds of vegetables and fruits and spices and sauces. You can put guacamole on top. You can do all
Oh,
kinds of
God,
things.
totally.
So
And I
I just filled these, and then before we got together, I made cashew cheese sauce.
perfect.
And
Yummy.
I'm going to include the recipe for that. So if you don't know, if you're not familiar with whole food plant-based cooking,
Just,
you can make cashew cheese sauce. And I soaked a cup of raw cashews
yeah,
I boiled some water. I soaked them for like 15 minutes. You can
yeah,
soak them overnight, but I needed, for a quick version, you can just take some boiling water. And I soaked them for about 15 minutes, and then I added a quarter cup of nutritional yeast,
yeah,
half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon onion powder, a tablespoon of lemon juice. I just took like a juice of a half a lemon,
yeah,
and a teaspoon of turmeric to give it some color. And then
yeah.
you just add a little bit of salt and pepper for taste. And when you add your own salt and pepper to cooking, you can control how much sodium is in it.
Absolutely.
So you
100.
got everything in your Ninja, I see.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to start it while
Oh,
you were
that's okay.
that lovely. Absolutely. I mean, listen, with the tacos and Mexican, you've got to have the cheese. You've got to have your, is it, they call it queso sauce, don't they? Like the sort of, you can add cheese sauce, queso sauce, where you can even add salsa, more chili.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then you can also add like, and there's so many different kinds of salsas. You can do mango salsa, peach
Uh,
salsa.
oh,
Um, I
I
feel like you could just, I could eat tacos every day.
I listen, I could talk food all the time. Honestly, they all take the mick out of me here, my family, because after breakfast I'm planning dinner, and after dinner I'm planning breakfast, and after breakfast. But that's what you've got to do, right? To be healthy, you have to know what you're eating, not be in a rush and just buy last minute food. Okay, so I'm gonna press start.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I can't hear the sound of the blender.
Right, I think it needs to get into the cucumber. It's not working as well as that.
It's interesting. It's your Zoom is drowning out the sound of the blender.
That
Yeah, I can't hear your blender. I guess it cut out the sound of like the background noise, so I can't even hear the sound of the blender.
you're joking? Can you
Yeah,
not hear?
I could not hear the blender.
That's really weird. It's bloody loud.
Wow, I guess you know what? It's probably there's like a background noise setting. I guess it really works, the background noise
You're
setting.
joking.
I could not hear it.
Oh my God, this is bloody really loud.
Yeah, it's so funny. When you watch the replay of this, Susie, you're gonna see you can't hear it.
Oh my God. So what I normally have to do, and I'm sure you know what I mean, when you're blending something, you have to then just scrape it down the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's okay. It's it takes a while, doesn't it? When you're blending, and as I said, this isn't as high powered as my NutriBullet, but it takes a while to get all the ingredients, and then the moisture from the obviously the cucumber, the moisture from the basil. But now there's so much space. So what I've started to do, again, it's not your traditional, but hey, it's not traditional because there's no oil and there's no cheese. So we're like, we're just going all out and making up our own rules, which is great.
Yes.
I add I'm adding now spinach. So again, you can't taste this. All you can taste is the basil and the cheese and the lemon. But it's another great way to get more vitamins, protein. I mean, spinach is one of your highest vegetable proteins with broccoli, and all the nutrients. I mean, greens, all in smoothies, in foods as much as possible. And I find spinach the best because I actually on most of everything we eat, we put it as a base. So raw spinach, these little spinach leaves, we actually have all the time at the base of all our food. So if I'm having a curry, I have rice, I put then spinach, and then I put the topping. If we're having pasta, I put the spinach on the base, then I put this pasta, and then I put the sauce. So it's another way to always just keep getting your greens. Every smoothie I had, that goes in with it, no matter
And
what.
spinach is great in smoothies. I put spinach or kale in a smoothie, and then I'll add like frozen blueberries and a banana.
Yeah.
And a little maple syrup and vanilla, and it comes
Yeah.
out really, really good. While you're doing that, I'm just going to put on the cheese sauce that I made.
Cool. Yeah. Oh.
Check that out.
I've not eaten yet. I'm getting really hungry.
I know. I'm like, I had breakfast like a couple hours, no, probably like 3 hours ago now. I was up early, getting my day started, and there we go. Here's my finished tacos.
Nice. Yum.
I'm going to take a picture of that while you finish.
Right. Let me just do. Yeah.
I'm going to take a nice picture of this so I can post it on the social media later.
Good.
And anybody who's watching this, put in the comments below what recipes you would like in the future on Cooking with a Confident Vegan. You know, and yeah, any kind of recipes that you would like to see. And also put in where you're watching from. Susie and I would like to know where people are tuning in. So.
Absolutely.
And again, I'm just want to highly recommend checking out Vegan Susy and all her socials. She has a lot of resources on there.
It's vegan.susy on Facebook and Instagram.
Great.
And vegansusy.com on the website. Now, I'm really conscious. It's making a lot of noise on my end. So I'm just going to put this on because I'm at a bit of a stop if I can't do this. So bear with me.
Oh, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to take a picture.
Okay.
You know what? I might take some more cilantro to kind of garnish this. I'm just going in my fridge here. I want to make a little bit of a garnish on there.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, I said I'm just going to take some more cilantro as a garnish.
Lovely. Nice. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It looked good. And also, yeah, tomato, like for colour, or some chili. Oh, I forgot to mention what I've added to this as well, because we do love a bit of spice. Again, breaking all the pesto rules. So if you're out there, if you're a hater of chili, don't have a go at me on your comments, because you can do what you want. I've added a chili to this pesto.
Well, that sounds really good, though. I don't mind like a little bit of spice, but you know, that's the thing. When you do your own cooking, you have all the control. Like, you don't have to follow rules. You can break all the rules you want.
Absolutely. Oh, this is looking good. Right.
Well, it's delicious.
One more blitz, and then I'm going to show you. Hang on.
I just added some cilantro to my tacos to give it a little color. I also have some avocado, but
what, Ham?
No, I added cilantro to the tacos for a little garnish. I'm gonna take a picture of that.
Right, so again, someone might want to add more salt, you know, whatever. But this is a healthy, nutritious pesto.
That looks really good.
So, look, you see, yeah, obviously. So, now, what I'm going to do, just to show with this. So the reason that I've chosen to do this is not that it doesn't work with pasta. We all know. So whole grain pasta, lovely. But if you're, you know, if it's summer and you're wanting something less heavy, if you're looking to just shave a few more pounds and you are trying to reduce your carbs. Now, it's not, I don't want to hype, you know, it does bug me. I don't want to promote like you can't eat carbs. You can't eat carbs. But the fact remains is you can, because there's so much carbs, there's so many carbs in our fruit and veg as well. You can reduce the starchy carbs. And because pasta is more processed, you know, potatoes are great. But because pastas at the end of the day is more processed, and you can shave some of that off if you're just trying to reduce a few more calories, this is a great way to do it. So, you know, I would mix that up with the zucchini. I'm just going to do a quick version now because I'm conscious. Have you finished?
Yeah, I'm all done. I am all done. I'm enjoying watching. I'm trying not to eat this. I want to take a bite so bad.
No, you're not allowed to yet.
I'm waiting. I know I'm debating. I kind of want to add avocado. I don't. Do you have this, Susie, where you're at? It's called. This one's called Holy Avocado, and it's just avocado.
Oh yeah, that's from Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I got this at ShopRite, which is a grocery chain by me, and it's great because you buy avocados, sometimes you're not ready to use them. But I think I'm gonna put some avocado on this because I love avocado.
Absolutely.
I have a tomato sensitivity, but if I didn't, I would put salsa on this too.
Oh no. So I'm going to finish mine off now with, so this is salad that I had from last night. It needed using up. I didn't put dressing on it because once you put dressing on your salad and you don't use it all, it can go a bit soggy. So there's rocket in here. You call it something else. What do you call rocket?
What's rocket?
Well, it's a salad. I've forgotten what you call it. I've forgotten what you call it, but I've got, the spinach in here. It's a form of a salad, the rocket.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I've forgotten the name of it. I can't think. I've got shredded carrot. I've got cucumber, some peppers. Now, what else I use to bump up the protein? Again, I use individual salad beans sometimes, but sometimes if you don't want to do too much or you're in a rush, you can buy like a mixed bean salad.
Oh, okay.
So, you just put in your mixed beans. Again, this is quite minimal in artificial. This is literally generally just, the pulses and the beans. But again, when I'm cooking a lot, I'll put like a can of, I don't know, kidney beans, sweet corn, pinto beans, butter beans, whatever beans you want. And then what I do, so this is the sauce that I have. Again, this is on my website. This is my 5-minute go-to mustard, and it's a Dijon mustard, and it's a replacement like of honey. It's not like a honey and mustard dressing.
Okay, so like a honey mustard without the honey.
Yeah, so I use agave, and there's dill in here as well, and it's got like oat milk or soya milk, apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, agave, as I said, milk, dill. And I always have this in the fridge, and then it's so easy to have dressings on your salads, so it's all easy, ready to go.
That looks good. And how long does that last in the fridge, Susie?
5 days, a week.
Okay.
Milk, like, however long life your long life soy milk lasts, because
that salad looks good. I wish we could like trade food through the Zoom.
I know, because this would taste so good with your taco, and your taco would taste brilliant with this.
It would. That looks so good.
So, I mean, I look like that I'm not eating a lot, but I would actually have a lot more of the zucchini. And actually, sometimes what I would have with this is just for some more protein, more consistency, I might add like a grilled a seitan steak. But I've used the lardons for now, only because we said we were going to use tofu. So I had to use my tofu. So, but yeah, so this is mine finished.
That looks delicious. And here's mine finished. I put on some avocado, some cilantro, my cashew cheese sauce. Are we going in for a bite now?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm just raising my camera.
All right.
Okay. Where's my fork?
This is probably going to make tacos are messy, but I don't care. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. And I'm going to be dripping my pasta all over.
Mmm. Oh, this is so good.
Mmm. And I'm a very vocal eater as well.
Me too.
Mm.
This is really good. That looks amazing. I wish we could pass food through the Zoom.
I know. And it's so funny. And that's why, and that's what why we came up with our saying. So one of our core pillars on my website is because I'm such a vocal eater. Stands for mindset, mindful eating, and more movement.
I like that. That's really good. Yeah. So, Susie, thanks again for stopping by on a Saturday. Well, it's Saturday morning for me, but your busy Saturday afternoon to cook with me. I love your energy. Would love to have you again. We'll cook something else. Maybe we could do desserts sometime.
Oh, that'll be great. Yes, definitely.
All right. So if you want to put your suggestions the next time me and Susie cook together, what desserts would you like us to make?
Great idea. I'm really looking forward to it. And also that other idea that you had with your other podcast, which you should plug.
Thank you for reminding me. By the time this comes out, it will be on my social media. I am doing a collaboration with Kimberly Winters, who has the podcast, Did You Bring the Hummus? And we are launching a vegan morning show called That Vegan Morning Show. And it's going to be starting March 17th, 7 a.m. Eastern time live. And we'll also have the replays up. And yeah, I'm going to post the link for all of that below too. But that's a very exciting project. And yeah, and then I also post weekly content most of the time. I'm the Confident Vegan. I also have an Instagram. I'm still trying to get better with Instagram. But I will put all Susie's stuff there, my stuff. Check out That Vegan Morning Show starting March 17th and then airing every Monday after that. And yeah, Susie, this was great. And I'd love to have you back again another time. And all of you who tuned in, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.